Of the many messages and ideas to ponder as we go through Chanukah, perhaps of the most important is our interaction and our opposition to Greek culture, not just our milchama with the Yevanim and the great nace that Hashem did for us in the milchama and with the Pach Hashemen, but how we related to the culture, to Greek culture, then as we do now. Throughout Sefer Bereshis, one of the themes that recurs over and over is the idea of dreams. Dreams in Sefer Bereshis don't mean what we perhaps now think of them as. I had a dream, as in an ambition or a wish, a desire. Dreams in Sefer Bereshis are very clearly a way of the Ribono Shel Olam conveying his plan, what will be, what he is going to bring about to man for his purposes. This idea that the Ribono Shel Olam is involved in the world, and not just knowing, obviously, and involved, but has a plan, has a purpose, has a goal, has a destiny in mind, and he's actively leading the world there, is a uniquely or an originally Jewish idea, and perhaps one that is diametrically opposed to the atheistic worldview of Yavan. Yavan comes onto the scene after the time of Nevuah, after Nevuah leaves the world, after Anshe Knesset Hagdola remove the taiva or the koach of Avodah Zarah from the world, but in doing so, as the Seder Olam tells us, also removes the power of Nevuah, the resounding voice of Hashem, of the spiritual throughout the world, and the world goes dark. And the Seder Olam tells us then, in that darkness where there's no longer any open connection, and the Kol Elokim, the Kol Hashem no longer resounds in the world, Yavan steps onto the scene and brings to, for the first time in world history, an atheistic viewpoint, that there is no spirituality. It's Olam Hazeh v'Sulo. And there is no purpose, there is no destiny, there is nothing we are going towards. What is, and what is random, what is happenstance. Rav Moshe Shapiro, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, used to explain that the lashon of Zman comes from the shorish of Zimun, of Hazmana, of preparation, of invitation. That Zman is not just something that is and that goes along aimlessly. Zman is a destiny, a preparation for something to come, always preparing for the great end, the final end towards which the Ribono Shel Olam leads us through history. This idea is the opposite of Yavan's entire worldview, and indeed, much of Yavan's worldview we take from Yavan. Yafte Elokim v'yefes v'yishkon b'holei shem. We do take the positive and engage in the positive from Yavan's worldview. In engaging this world, and indeed there is none better than Yavan in engaging and analyzing and breaking down and understanding this world. But we know that there is much more to this world than meets the eye. There is a whole nother world, and which we are ultimately striving for. Chazal in the Midrash Rabbah and Eicha tell us that Torah bagoyim lo samin, Chachma bagoyim tamin, Torah bagoyim al tamin. That while there is much Chachma in the Goyim, the leaders of Chachma amongst Goyim is Yavan. But Torah, what's the difference between Torah and Chachma? Torah is Torah of value, of purpose. Chachma is wisdom, how things work. But what is the purpose of things? What is the value of things? Why should we do anything? What is the purpose of it all? That's something only Torah can tell us. Only Torah can give us. And that is the milchama we are fighting ad hayom hazeh. So often we become too involved perhaps, in Olam Hazeh, and lose sight of the fact that Olam Hazeh is a tool. Olam Hazeh is a place we are passing through. Olam Hazeh is not the goal. We become dragged down, we become distracted, we become burdened by all of the many things, important things, that we take care of on a day-to-day basis, or perhaps the shininess, the glitter, the attractiveness of Greek culture, of the sports, of the pantheon, then and now, and the attractiveness, the shininess of Greek culture, and everything it has to offer, which, as Rabbi Yehuda Halevi describes, is all flower and no fruit. It is shiny, but it ultimately bears no fruit and has no ultimate meaning on its own. So as we go through Chanukah, and we light our candles every night, we should ponder our own relationships with Greek culture. Do we merely engage in the world as a kli, as a tool, and understand the world on its own sake, for its own purpose? Or do we remember that behind the world, above the world, inside the world, the shorish of the world, there's something much, much greater? Have a great Shabbos and Freilichem Chanukah.
Good Shabbos, good Shabbos, good Shabbos.